We thought it was gone. We thought it had vanished. We never thought we would see it again. But then, it came back. The cube's back, yes! You heard it here first. Probably not first, because, you know, I'm really late with these things recently. I need to keep on top of this stuff. But the cube has made a return to Fortnite Battle Royale. As of right now, on PC, I've noticed this more than consoles. But if you go into the lobby right now and you do any emote that moves your character out of the way, like doing the worm like I'm doing here, you will see that behind the character is a vague silhouette shape of what seems to be the cube. Yes, remember Kevin the Cube from previous seasons, who rolled around the map happy as a bee, and he made the whole Leaky Lake situation. Yes, that same cube has returned to the map, and we can see it in the background right here of the lobby screen. Now, we have no idea why the cube's back, why it's returned, anything to do with it, but in this video I'm going to be showing you some more proof that the cube has returned, and some things linked to the cube with Season 7 and future seasons, and how all this stuff can be connected. So the first thing I want to touch upon is the New Year's event. During the New Year's event coming into 2019, as the event was happening, a purpley pinky object was spotted in the sky, falling down to the map. What this is, no one knows. It wasn't a part of the fireworks. There weren't any other pinky purpley objects falling from the sky. It was just this one. We couldn't make it out. It was very, very small, and you couldn't really see exactly what it was, but considering that it's pinky purple and it's falling from the sky into the Fortnite map, the only other thing that does that in a similar way is the cube. The cube was pinky purpley, it made a whole lot of noise and it glowed a lot. So that is what I think it is. A part of the cube, or a fragment of the cube, has fallen down to the map and it's glowing with cube energy. Now, there are still cube fragments in the map. If you go over to Leaky Lake, you can see that there's fragments of the cube left over, purpley rocks like Stonehenge, that have remained after the whole Leaky Lake butterfly effect situation. But it hasn't got that same energy anymore. It doesn't glow, it doesn't hit back when you hit it, it doesn't have all the glowy runes on it. But this glowy thing in the sky that's falling to the Fortnite map has that same energy. And that, coupled with the fact that you can see a silhouette of the cube in the lobby screen, leads me to believe that the cube has returned for some sort of purpose in Season 7. Now, my theories as to how the cube is connected relate to the moving statue that I made a video on a couple of weeks ago, which has amazing support on it. Thank you very much. Your comments in that video were absolutely amazing, and your guys' theories as to what's going on has really helped me to piece all this stuff together. So I believe that fragments of the cube energy stayed behind, and I mentioned this in the video and talked about how this statue could be moving, how this works on its own. I mentioned that it wasn't a robot, it wasn't AI, it wasn't controlled by anyone, it was just a group of rocks that would move by themselves. And I believe that the cube energy is influencing this statue in order to tell us a signal or give us a warning about something going over at Polar Peaks. As I mentioned in that video, the stone statue over by Tomato Temple is pointing towards Polar Peak. And what other sort of energy could make a statue behave in that way other than the cube? The cube made a lot of things happen. It did a lot of weird stuff that isn't, was never before seen in Fortnite. So that is the only explanation as to why I believe the cube is affecting some of the stuff happening in the current map. And through this, I believe that the cube and the iceberg are connected in some way. We don't yet know what's happening because it's just building up at the minute. Little pieces of information, little Easter eggs are happening right now, and it's all going to build up towards the end of the season, and I'm 100% certain that we will see all of this come together. Now, it could be that the cube comes from a dimension that is, opposing the Ice King and the Iceberg, and maybe the Ice King and Polar Peak and all of his dragons and everything is interfering with the cube and what the cube wants to do. So I believe that in the future the cube is going to make a return in some fashion, or it's the people behind the cube. Because as we know, the cube had kind of a mind of its own. It never spoke, it never gave us directions or anything. It didn't seem sentient. It just seemed that it was being controlled and moved across the map. And it could very well be that there is some sort of race, a species of alien people that control the cube and want to influence the Fortnite map through the cube. And it could very well be that the cube is opposing the Ice King and everything to do with Polar Peak, and they're at war with each other at the minute, and the cube is trying to make a reappearance in the map to try and change things and to try and sway everything back into the cube's favour, and we could be seeing a cube versus Ice King war at the end of Season 7. Now, the other reason why I believe all this stuff is connected is to do with a very little Easter egg that is in the map right now. If you go over to Polar Peak and you go into this area of the map underneath the castle near where all the dragon eggs are that you can go and visit, if you destroy this box, inside the box is a teddy bear. You might think, oh, well, it's just a teddy bear in the map, you know, what's the big deal about that? But that is no coincidence. Loads of Easter eggs are going on right now. Loads of different references and connections, like the cube in the lobby, the pinky purpley object falling from the sky in the New Year's event, the statue moving. All of these are Easter eggs and little bits of information that lead us on this kind of Easter egg hunt to track down everything to do with these events. And another game that does stuff to do with boxes and teddy bears and Easter eggs is Call of Duty. Call of Duty Zombies does this very well. In some of their earlier maps, in Easter egg hunts and Easter egg events, a teddy bear is used in order to be able to progress through that Easter egg, especially on the map of Doris. If you remember from Call of Duty Zombies, you had to shoot several different teddy bears across the map. In some of the classic Zombies maps, every time you open the box, you know, the mystery box to get a gun, once you cycle through the box a certain amount of times, it has to move. And the sign and kind of figure that it uses to symbolise that the box is about to move is a teddy bear. Now, once the box has cycled through enough weapons and it needs to move, as soon as you open the box the next time, a teddy bear will appear and the box will move. So that is everything to do with Call of Duty Zombies and Easter eggs. It's all related to teddy bears and boxes and mystery boxes. So I believe that Fortnite are paying a tribute to Call of Duty Zombies and kind of hinting at this kind of Easter egg hunt through showing this teddy bear. And this little Easter egg teaser is to prove that there is more to come. There is more Easter eggs to come. There is more connections to be made. And then dropping this in kind of nonchalantly, not making an announcement about it, them just placing it in the map is further proof that they want to keep this kind of under wraps. They don't want to make this a big event. They want people to figure this out for themselves. And slowly but surely, you know, towards the end of Season 7, everything will be linked and everything will be connected. And with all of these Easter eggs, we could be seeing a fully fledged return of the cube, or if not, maybe a smaller cube or a different shaped cube, because as you guys know, during the event, the cube got split into a million different pieces. There was, you know, cube fragments over at Leaky Lake. The cube completely disappeared completely. At one point, it kind of like dissolved into Loot Lake. So a lot of stuff's happened with that cube, so I doubt it's going to be exactly the same. But I'm pretty sure we're going to find out the origins of the cube, what it wants, how it wants to influence the map, because obviously it doesn't really like what's going on. It doesn't really seem to approve of anything. It's returned to the map in the lobby screen. It seems to have returned to the map through that massive meteor pinky purpley comet thing in the map. So as of right now, it could be lying somewhere in the map, either in the ground or maybe in the water. It could have crash landed in the ocean and is waiting to return. Now, either they could be opposing each other, the cube and the Ice King, or they could be working together. You know, the Ice King and the dragons could be linked to the cube, and they could be, you know, making a return together in order to make some kind of grand master plan. We don't yet know the full story, but all of this talk of Easter eggs and all of this, you know, discovering of these little bits of information and teasers are, you know, really exciting, and it's really fun to be able to put all of this stuff together yourself. You know, it's one thing for Fortnite to release an update and to release an event and say, here it is, you know, flat out on the table, this is how everything's going to go down. But it's something more interesting to kind of piece it together yourself and to get the opinions and thoughts of the community like you guys in order for us to figure out what's going to happen. So that is exactly what I want to do. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like on it, and I want to see your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of all of this? The cube returning, the cube and the Ice King and Polar Peak, all of these different Easter eggs going on. What do you think is going to happen? If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel to keep up to date with everything. And with that, my name has been Sleek Ozzy, and I will see each and every one of you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.